The Royal Rumble has provided a great venue for wrestlers to debut in the WWE. Here are 10 wrestlers who made their debut at the Royal Rumble and 5 close calls. Keep in mind that we consider a debut to be a wrestler's first televised sanctioned match or a televised debut at the Rumble, so dark matches and house shows don't count. Number 1. Giant Gonzalez. Although he wasn't an official participant, Giant Gonzalez made a big debut at 1993's Royal Rumble match, setting up what the WWF hoped would be an epic feud against The Undertaker. Jorge Gonzalez, a former NBA player who worked in WCW as El Gigante, was an impressive 7 foot 7 inches tall, although he was often billed as standing 8 foot tall. Gonzalez debuted in a full bodysuit that is best described as something resembling something from an adult film for people with a Sasquatch fetish, as the costume featured spray-painted muscles and fur adorning the lower region. The ridiculous costume was a harbinger of Gonzalez's equally ridiculous run in the WWF, but the promotion nonetheless had high hopes for him, having the big man attack The Undertaker during the Rumble and eliminating him despite the fact that Gonzalez was not an official participant. The two would meet at WrestleMania 9, the only match where the Phenom won by disqualification. Number 2. Tazz. 2000 saw Kurt Angle's WWF undefeated streak come to an end when he made the mistake of disrespecting the New York fans in Madison Square Garden during that year's Royal Rumble. The Olympic champion and future WWE Hall of Famer began running down the New York fans and their New York Knicks basketball team when his mystery opponent showed up and proceeded to defeat him via submission in a mere 3 minutes and 15 seconds. The man who once approached wrestling journalist Bill Apter about breaking into the business had found success in ECW as Tazz, the human suplex machine. Tazz would wrestle for Vince McMahon for a few years before transitioning into a color commentator. Number 3. Rusev. Believe it or not, Rusev Day began 5 years ago at the 2014 Royal Rumble, when the NXT Muscle Man made an impressive showing lasting 7 minutes and 6 seconds. It took the combined power of CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins to eliminate Rusev, but the power of John Cena was all that was needed to end what looked like to be a monster push for the Bulgarian Brute. Considering the expectations fans and insiders had for Rusev, 3 United States Championships is a paltry showing after 5 years in the WWE. Given the continued talk of Rusev's unhappiness, could he be the latest addition to All Elite Wrestling? Number 4. Bo Dallas. The son of WWE legend Mike Rotunda, best known as Owen R. Shyster, won a special 8-man qualifying event during his time in NXT to land a spot at the 2013 Royal Rumble. Dallas showed promise, entering at number 16, eliminating one opponent and lasting an impressive 21 minutes and 42 seconds before falling to Wade Barrett. Dallas would work a short program against Barrett on Raw before returning to NXT. Since returning to the main roster, his biggest success has been his WWE Raw Tag Team Championship reign with Curtis Axel. You didn't think we were going to mention Dallas's run in the Social Outcast, did you? Number 5. Karma. The behemoth best known to fans as Awesome Kong made her in-ring debut at the 2012 Royal Rumble after months of vignettes and run-ins the year before. One such run-in saw Karma scare announcer Michael Cole so much that rumour has it John Heidenreich flashbacks have been replaced by Karma flashbacks. Whatever the case, Karma entered at number 21, lasting a mere minute and 2 seconds, although she did eliminate Hunico before Dolph Ziggler sent her over the top rope. Amazingly, this was her only official WWE match during a stint in the company. Number 6. AJ Styles. The Phenomenal One's WWE debut was one step removed from a king's coronation, with the much talented Styles finally entering the WWE after years dazzling the fans and other promotions such as TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. Styles entered the 2016 Royal Rumble at the number 3 spot, lasting nearly 29 minutes before Kevin Owens eliminated him. Although Styles only eliminated 2 opponents, that being Tyler Breeze and Curtis Axel, he quickly rose to the top in the WWE, winning the WWE Championship on 11th September 2016 at WWE's Backlash pay-per-view. Number 7. Latin Lover. During the lean years of the mid-90s, the WWF wasn't above bringing in wrestlers from outside the promotion to make an appearance at the Royal Rumble. In 1997, the WWF had a talent exchange with Mexico's AAA promotion, bringing in 4 wrestlers to appear at the Rumble. These wrestlers included Cybernetico, Roth, Mil Mascares, and the Latin Lover. While the first three wrestlers had appeared in the WWF before, this was the Latin Lover's WWF debut, and he entered in at number 17, lasting 1 minute and 25 seconds before being eliminated by Farouk. The Latin Lover would wrestle less than a handful of matches in the WWF before returning to AAA. Number 8. Ty Dillinger. NXT favourite Ty Dillinger enjoyed a fun run in the WWE's developmental territory as the Perfect 10, with fans wondering when he'd make his debut onto the main roster. Dillinger, who had worked in the WWE several years later as Gavin Spears, showed up at the 2017 Rumble, debuting appropriately at number 10. Sadly, Dillinger's debut was far from perfect, as he ran afoul of Braun Strowman, who eliminated an impressive 7 opponents that year, including Dillinger. The Perfect 10's inauspicious start mirrored the rest of his career on SmackDown, as he's been a perfect jobber to the stars. Number 9. Vader. The remarkably agile big man Leon White made his WWF debut at the 1996 Royal Rumble, proving that his entry number 13 was unlucky for the 4 men he'd eliminated during his impressive 11 minute and 4 second stay in the match. Jake Roberts, Doug Gilbert, Squad Team Member 1 and Savio Vega found out what Vader time was all about, feeling the big man's wrath as he eliminated them from the match. While Vader's WWF run was hampered by backstage politics and a premature return from shoulder injury, his Rumble debut was nothing less than amazing. Number 10. Ernest Miller. While martial arts champion Ernest Miller is best remembered for his run in WCW during the Nitro years, his WWE 2004 Royal Rumble debut made quite the impact, leaving a lasting impression on fans to this day. Miller had been working as an announcer on WWE's Velocity show, however he returned to in-ring competition, participating in several house shows or dark matches in 2003 before his infamous showing at the 2004 Rumble. 2004's Rumble is where he showed off his dance moves while Chris Benoit and Randy Orton were incapacitated from their previous fight. When Benoit and Orton revived, they quickly disposed of Miller, showing that while Miller had his dancing fundamentals down, his Royal Rumble fundamentals were sadly lacking. So those were some proper Rumble debuts. But the next following superstars can arguably be said to have debuted at the Rumble, but if we use the criteria of wrestlers making an official debut or in-ring debut, they have to be ruled out. We'll let you make the decision of whether or not they should count. So, number 11. Sami Zayn. Ramy Sabir's long-time working relationship with Kevin Steen, better known to WWE fans as Kevin Owens, saw Sabi's masked incarnation El Generico and Steen form an impressive team in Ring of Honor, then fight it out in an equally impressive feud. That didn't change when he signed with the WWE, unmasking to work as Sami Zayn in NXT, where he again feuded with Owens, this time over the NXT Championship. Not surprisingly, when Zayn made his main roster debut at the 2016 Royal Rumble, he eliminated Owens, reigniting their long-running feud. Zayn's number 20 entrance offered promise, but like many superstars that year, he fell to Braun Strowman, leaving after 4 minutes and 55 seconds. It should be noted that Zayn participated in John Cena's US Open Challenge on 4th May 2015 Raw, battling the US champion unsuccessfully when Zayn was on the NXT roster. So, was the Rumble his debut? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 12. Ronda Rousey. While Ronda Rousey gave a hint of things to come with her famous beatdown of Stephanie McMahon and Triple H at WrestleMania 34, it wasn't until 2018's Royal Rumble that Rowdy Ronda surprised the fans by showing up in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. ESPN announced Rousey had signed with the WWE, and it's been one wild and successful ride, as Rousey won a mixed tag team match at WrestleMania 34 alongside Kurt Angle and quickly worked her way to the Raw Women's Championship. So, is Ronda's 2018 Royal Rumble her debut or not? This question might be tougher than breaking out of Rowdy Ronda's armbar. Number 13. Mason Ryan. While Welsh strongman Barry Griffiths first appeared as Mason Ryan on the main roster during the 17th January 2011 edition of Raw, his in-ring debut arguably occurred at that year's Royal Rumble. There, Mason came in at number 20, lasting 4 minutes and 30 seconds as he eliminated both the Great Khali and Booker T before his elimination by John Cena. Whether or not Mason did indeed debut at the Rumble depends on the adage, if it didn't happen on TV, it didn't happen. While his televised in-ring debut was at the Rumble, the now retired wrestler worked several house shows in 2010 as Mason Ryan. Number 14. Roth. While Wrestlelamia isn't going to name names, At least one so-called major wrestling site has AAA luchador Roth mentioned as making his WWF debut at the 1997 Rumble. However, that's clearly not the case, as he wrestled a handful of matches in December 1996, including landing a singles win against Matt Hardy. And number 15, Cybernetico. Here's another AAA wrestler who is mistakenly listed as having debuted at the 97 Rumble, as he worked several matches in the WWF in December 1996. This included a joint appearance with Roth at ringside during the WWF Tag Team Championship match at December's In Your House pay-per-view, and a tag match with Roth on 23rd December 1996 on Raw. Well guys, there you have it. 10 wrestlers who debuted at the Royal Rumble, and 5 close candidates will leave for you to decide. Who do you think will debut at this year's Rumble? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.